to guide and direct my hands to the right cards. I'm seeking the truth for the collective. What is it we need to know? Spirit guide. Thank you, Spirit. Hi, guys. Spirit's telling me mind, body, soul, and relationship. Mind, body, soul, and relationship. Here's your mind, body, soul, and relationship. Okay. Bottom of the deck here is the Seven of Pentacles. You've been really having a hard time just physically, emotionally, mentally, and every facet. You've just been it's been harder to breathe. It's been harder to be. A lot of you are looking back at your life and some of the choices you've made. And you kind of feel like, I love my life, but there's a lot of disappointments. I wish I would have spent more time doing this, fill in the blank, whatever it is. It's just, you look back and you're just like, I could have done more with the time I had. And that could have been, I could have done more for myself in my health areas of my life. I could have done more with my kids. I could have done more with my family. I could have done more with my career. I could have done more in my relationships. I just could have been more and done more. And this card is telling you not to get so disappointed to a place that you give up. Spirit actually wants you to lift your chin up a little bit. Look how far you've come. You've come a long way. You've achieved a lot. You've survived so much. There's been a lot of pain and a lot of joy, and it was worth it. And Spirit's saying, unfortunately, in this timeline, we can't go back and change what already happened, but you do have the ability to change your future. So Spirit's saying, don't throw the towel in, try harder. A lot of your energy is being activated in the sign of Virgo. And Mars just came into Virgo. So that's ironic, which is a lot of effort, drive, determination. So look at where Virgo is in your chart. If you'd like me to do your chart for you, I do offer that on my website. I'm happy to go through your chart with you. But if it's in the first house, Mars is going to push you and pull you to succeed something in yourself, physically, and even mentally. And if it's in your second house, you're going to be pushed to invest and save and feed and care for your family in a way where you're creating some kind of a nest egg or a wise investment. And if it's in your third house, you're going to be driven to connect with your friends and your younger siblings. You're also going to be driven to finish projects is what I meant, as far as writing books, creating a social media account, being an influencer, or journaling, finishing a project or a creative activity. And if it's in your fourth house, you're going to be driven to want to purchase a house. Real estate's going to be big for you. Also possibly buying real estate for your mother or caring for your mother or your mother's home. You also may be driven to create a family of your own or provide some kind of comfort and security for your family. wise investments of that nature. Also, creating a beautiful home life, which might involve some construction in the home sector. And if it's in the 5th house, you're going to be driven to madness for lust and passion. You're going to find yourself really lusty and just wanting it so much, and you might surprise yourself, but you're going to be more active in that department. And you may even have a drive to create children. You may have a pool to do it. Some of you guys may also want to get into competitive sports or classes, some kind of education that helps you to grow. Could be yoga class, something like that, something physical, even spiritual classes. And doing things with your children, maybe, soccer, baseball, those kinds of things. If it's in your 6th house, you're going to be driven to, and by driven, I mean like pulled, to go to court for something, settle something in court. There's a battle over something, and conquering an enemy. You may have the drive and the determination and the power to conquer an enemy now. So you're not gonna fool around with that. Also, conquering your health, conquering fat that needs to go, wrinkles that need to go, diseases that need to go, just conquering it, dealing with it, talking to doctors of whatever you can do to help your situation in health. Also with pets, you may be rehoming pets or possibly adopting pets, depending on the situation, but definitely going to bat for pets in some way. Small animals, you might have a gesture there. Fostering, even things like that. You may also have a drive to connect with some kind of martial arts, sports, and even military. So you might be driven to do something related to it. If it's in your 7th house, we're talking Virgo in your 7th, obviously Pisces would be your rising at that time. You would be driven towards relationships. You might be thinking, I would like to have one. Maybe you hadn't thought that in a while, but right now you have the power and the ability and the attraction and the drive to kind of pursue a relationship. This is kind of like, I might pick someone that I want to be with. And you're so confident and maybe even a little bit egotistical that you're able to do it because you're bringing that confidence to the table and saying, I'd like to have a relationship with this person. So you might be pursuing partners that you see as long-term. You might also put yourself out there in the sales field. Put yourself out there in front of many, many people. So you might want to just be public with yourself. You might get on a stage, get behind a camera, speak to lots of people, do a lot of deals, open up a business, do one with friends and family, help someone that has a business, coach them. So yeah, I see that with relationships and friendships. You may also be driven to legal matters as well, which you are probably driven to being fair and balanced. So you're willing to fight for what's right and what's fair and really going after justice. And you cannot handle injustice and you can't handle poor judgment. So you might be a little bit more feisty and outspoken than normal. And then if it's in your 8th house, you're going to be connecting with your in-laws, and you might even have an argument with them that might pop off. There might be a disagreement with the in-laws over assets, inheritance, things that are rightfully yours. Even if it's not in-laws, it could be an inheritance in your family or an heirloom or something that you feel should be passed down to you or your kids. You might also be driven to look into getting some life insurance or setting up a will even for your family. Just thinking about the end of life might be kind of where you're driven to at this time. Also into the occult, magic, astrology, tarot, things of that nature, like learning about it and just really diving into the depths of it, tearing it apart and kind of dissecting it, and just wanting to be very thirsty for occultic knowledge. Buying books, is going to be popular if Mars is in the 8th, and gemstones. Also iron. So like an iron cauldron, metal is going to be kind of a thing for you as far as your spiritual altar. You might be drawn to more metallic items, or you know what I mean, like just heavy stone items perhaps even. And you might even be so inclined to purchase a knife or something sharp to do things with. I don't know. Moving on, if Mars hits your 9th house in Virgo, you're going to be putting in a lot of work and dedication to your spiritual practice. So you might be putting in a lot of crazy hours in meditation, yoga, mantras, prayers, alone time. You may also feel very driven right now to travel. And I know it sounds crazy because of everything that's going on in the world, but if Mars is in the 9th, you may definitely get an itch to travel, and you may travel with your brother. Okay, so I see a brother traveling with you if it's there in the 9th, or you may be traveling to see a brother. Okay, something may pop off with that. You may also meet, if you're a female, you may meet a gentleman on your travels that would be kind of a fling, actually, that could lead to more. If you have Mars in the 10th house, and we're all speaking about this card here, kind of what Mars is doing. It's like stirring some unfinished business up, you know. This season right now is all about second chances and unfinished business, okay? So when Virgo and Mars hit the 10th house, they're together, it's a spark, like a bonfire has been lit under your ASS about starting a business or driving your business harder, or like just I don't know, like blowing up something, stirring the cauldron, if you will, at work. The drive to create more money, more popularity, more maybe another business somewhere else where you kind of what do you say, like someone uses what you do and they do it somewhere else. I can't think of the name, but that franchising a little bit. There's going to be some branching out. There's going to be hard work, a lot of hard labor. So when Mars goes into Virgo, you might even get hurt. There could be some body soreness, some cuts, things of that nature. You're going to be working really hard for your money. This is where you might get your hands dirty. Maybe it's creativity and art. Maybe it is something physical and laborious. Maybe it is remodeling the office, or just working so hard that you're exhausted. But there's going to be a lot more hours into career once Mars hits Virgo in the 10th. And besides work, it's about who you are to the world. How do you express yourself? And so you're going to be very fiery, and you're going to be very militant in a way, and you're going to be forceful. So I could see you forcing yourself and what you believe in to the public in regards to what you do for work, kind of enforcing your opinion on others, enforcing your beliefs on others. You know, this is like very militant. And so you might be a no BS kind of person right now. And even maybe just militant with yourself. But you're going to be very driven outside of the home, and you're probably going to unfortunately spend more time away from home than you would actually like. So where you're used to maybe working a 5-6 hour day, you're going to be working like a 10-hour day. And where you're used to working like 8 hours, you might be working 12 hours. It just seems like your work is never ending. And like I said, there's going to be some injuries, some body soreness, and some stress, headaches, migraines popping up with Mars in the 10th. If Mars goes into the 11th house, you're going to feel driven to reach out to older siblings, if you have any. If not, aunts and uncles. You're going to be trying to reach out, but there's going to be some clashing. I don't know why you want to reach out to them, but there's going to be disagreements. Maybe it's politics. Maybe it's spirituality. Who knows? But you'll want to hang out, but there's going to be clashes. And even with older friends, even with friends, it's going to be like you guys are kind of bumping heads. So you might be like, I'm really irritated with my people right now. And it could even be the public. You're just irritated with the public right now. So definitely I can see where you are going to maybe lash out a little bit. So some words of advice, maybe don't go pursuing all of that. I know Mars is dragging you there, but I mean, if you know you're going to get into a battle, maybe try to avoid the battle. I don't know, but maybe you like it. In other good news, if Mars is in the 11th, I see a great gain in finances. The same as the 10th, which I didn't mention just a second ago. Mars in the 10th will bring more money because he's pulling it in. He's demanding it. He's saying like, hey, tips are customary. I'm looking for a better tip. He's going to speak up and get more tips. You know what I mean? So in the 11th, it's like, I deserve more. And Mars is sitting there fighting for you, saying, hey, but they did this, this, and that, and they deserve some pay. They deserve a little bonus. They deserve more money than they're getting. So it's almost like Mars is going to speak up on your behalf in the 11th house. So I do see that. And yeah, you're going to be more outspoken than normal. So don't be shocked if you if you clash with everyone. Anyways, if Mars is in the 12th house, woo, first of all, high bedroom activity. So you're going to be turned on. This is a lot like the 5th house. This is dark, secretive activities. So you're going to be pulled into a mysterious world of sexual romance, actually, with Mars in the 12th in Virgo. And you might even start a OnlyFans, or you might start sharing pictures or getting paid for them. Perhaps you might just be a little bit more risque, a little bit more adventurous in the bedroom with your partner, or maybe by yourself. But, you know, these are secretive things that you're going to do behind closed doors. So I see that you might have some flings, some flashes of romance. I don't see it long term, but I see it kind of just like a flame and just embracing the heat, and then it goes away, you know, kind of quickly. But I see a great hunger and a great thirst and drive for that. A lot like the 8th house, getting into spirituality and your belief systems, the occult, hidden books, hidden knowledge, secrets. You're going to be discovering secrets again, wanting to do some deeper research, actually. And I see a lot of deep meditation and yoga and a lot of drive for isolation. So I can see that you're definitely going to want to schedule in a lot of time for yourself. And this may be long baths, long walks, days away from everybody, just quiet. You're looking for peace and quiet. And I think you're very tired of politics. You're very tired of the news. You're very tired of media. So I see you shutting down your social media and even turning off your Wi-Fi, perhaps buying some organites. But definitely you're going to feel a drive to learn and grow more in your spiritual energy. Okay, so anyways, I'm done with that. If you're looking for me to help you with your chart, just message me on my website, okay? And we can do your chart. But yeah, so this card's coming out kind of like I just spoke about with Mars in Virgo, and it's the disappointment and things need to get done. I need more time in those areas. I really want to put myself and my energy into it. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to keep going at this. So there's a lot of determination. There's Mars here with these arrows just flying. This is a lot of communication, a lot of action. You might even be moving soon. Unfortunately, these cards are like, you know what? I don't want to move, but I may have to. This could be definitely, wow, within 8 weeks. So within 2 months, you might be getting some moving boxes and thinking about relocating. And again, you've maybe had an idea for a while, and it's finally going to start happening. If you're not going to be moving, this is perhaps you're moving on from somebody. I'm going to keep it real. It looks like you're over it. It looks like you're very disappointed. Could be a Libra or a Virgo or an Aries, but it looks like you're very upset that they did not come through with their promises. They didn't honor their word. They didn't keep their word. They didn't honor their vows, perhaps. But you're fed up with them. And you're just like, listen, I don't know what you want from me. I've been waiting for you for a long time to get it together and be there for me and stand up with this, but you're not. So I'm just going to move on. That's what I have to do. I have to move on from you. And even though it's very, very painful and it hurts and I don't like to do it, this is the resolution I need in my life. I was hoping we could go long term. I was hoping we could go more, but I just don't think we can. I don't, I don't see them wanting to give up on you. I see them like, no, 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 no. We're going to keep trying at this. I'm going to work on me. I'm going to work on this. But I just see you saying no. I just don't see how it can work. I'm over it. I love you, but I'm over it. And you've matured, the Empress. Yeah, this is you all the way. And you're just like, I don't even have time for someone like you anymore. You're not even on the right level. Like, we're not equally yoked. You're not where I'm at mentally. You're not where I'm at spiritually. You're not where I'm at in life. You're just, I don't see that our paths are going to go along together. This could be a friend, this could be a lover, but that's what I see. Strong Cancerian vibes in that mode. Under that is the world, which is done over completion. I'm over you. I'm ready for a change. This is where, again, I'm going to bring up moving. The cards are really talking about one of you guys moving, okay? And Tower, that's a shock because they didn't really want you to move away. And perhaps maybe they just didn't want you to move on. Like I said, they're like, no, 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 we can work this out. They're going to want to reconnect with you, Six of Cups. They want a short reunion. They're like, hey, come on, we could work on this. I still love you. I still love you. I know we can do this. But I see you saying, I just don't think we're meshing well. I don't think we can work together. We just don't see eye to eye. I know we have love, but love isn't enough. It's not enough. I need you to show up every day. I need you to be present. I need you to be there. I need you to change your job, or I need you to change your schedule, or I need you to like just change. And I can't ask you to change who you are for me. You are who you are, and you have a right to be who you are. And I just need to accept that you are who you are, and I can't change it. I love you, but it's not enough for me, Empress. It's not enough for me. I've got to get closure on you. I know you know, and this short reunion is just like, I don't want to let you go. This is where they call you and like, let's go for a drive. Let's go to the mountains. Let's go out to eat, let's go to our old favorite spot. That's what I mean for these kind of short reunions. They still want to see you, and they're going to reach out and they're going to be like, baby, come on, we can fix this. That's what I mean by short reunion. But I see the Justice card, and I see you flat out just like, I love you, but it's over. I'm going to miss you too. I'm going to miss us. But you're kind of like, I'm excited for my future. I know what we had, and I know what it feels like to be with you. And the reality is, I can't expect this to change. If you're not there, you're not there. If your life is set, your life is set. I just don't think where you're headed is where I'm headed. So I do see a divorce or a legal separation, again, because we can't come eye to eye. We can't come eye to eye. This is love, but it's a separation. And this is, I have to do the right thing for me. And I think it's a good choice. So for someone that is ending things with a partner that just can't keep their word, can't show up on time, can't honor you, if that's you, I see you ending it. Perhaps I'm reading someone that you love that's ending it with somebody else. Perhaps that's the issue. I don't know. You'll have to figure out in the reading. So I asked Spirit, what am I going to read for you today? And I got mind, body, soul, and relationship. That's what Spirit spoke to me. So I'm going to reveal that. And then I'm going to give you an oracle, okay? So let's start with your mind. So here's your mind, and it's in reverse. You're just like, oh my God, Mercury retrograde. Your mind is so backwards. You're just like mentally, you don't want to go somewhere like this. Maybe I don't want to go to work. Maybe I don't want to move. Maybe I don't want to go forward in this relationship. But it's almost like you have to. So you're feeling very forced mentally to pursue, to push on. And that might be that Mars, that fiery Mars that's like, come on, get with the program. Let's go. And you're just like, this is not the right time. I also see some of you guys want to travel, but money is an issue. And so you're kind of waiting, you're holding back. You know, pages are like children. They do represent the younger people in the readings. So you might be dealing with a child. You might have a child on your mind. This could be your daughter. This could be your son. It could be your younger partner. But they're heavy on your mind and you're just worried. You're worried about them. You're worried about their health. You're worried if they're on the right track. And you might be praying, Spirit, protect them, guide them. I need you to be there for this child. But it can also be a destructive energy. So your kid or this adult child could be out of control, a reckless attitude, arguments with you, and it could be trouble. If you are taking risks just to get an adrenaline rush, like be careful because that's obviously immature. But this could be a child that takes risks because they like the rush. Hey, it happens to some people. You may be easily distracted by them. And it's like you can't focus because you're always worrying about your partner that's younger than you or this child. And it could be an adult child, but you're always worried, okay? So your mind is distracted and you're not seeing how this is going to be okay. So let's get a fortune cookie on that. Spirit, what is the fortune for my collective for this Page of Wands who is heavy on their mind? And I just saw a spider on the wall. Maybe that's a sign. But whoever this is on your mind, Spirit, what is the answer? What kind of fortune would you give them for the stressor in their life? This destructive, immature quality. Stuck. Growth is painful. Change is painful. Stagnation is agony. Spirit says, hang in there. This person is slowly growing up, and it hurts them. It's difficult for them to grow up, even if it's a grown person. Like they're maturing. They've been stuck, and Spirit's like, I know it sucks to see someone not going forward in life. And this even could be your partner, and you're like, listen, why are you so stupid? Why are you making dumb karmic choices? Why are you going around the karmic cycle again? I mean, didn't you learn last time? Some of you guys are completely frustrated with this person. And for some of you, it's your kid, okay? And you're just like, God, listen to me, take my advice. But they're not. And Spirit's like, listen, you're going to have to let them kind of bump their head and hit a brick wall. They're not going to die, so that's good. They're not going to die, but they need to struggle. So you're going to have to let them do some struggle because they can't have you as the crutch. Bottom of the deck is no time like the present, act now. So, okay, I think the advice of that is take your attention off of someone who's stuck. Now, hope to God that's not you, but there you go. And I think whoever you're constantly worrying about, that's them. So you're probably on your mind just worrying about a person quite a bit. They could be a fire sign. Maybe they're not your main focus of everything, but they are definitely a focus of every day. And it stresses you out. So Spirit's going to need you to take a step back and remember to nourish yourself, take some breaks. Seriously, just step away from the fire because you can't, what's the right word? You guys know the saying, you can't dim your fire to light someone else's. I don't know. You guys know. But that's what I'm hearing. So that's what's on your mind. Let's see what's going on with your body. So King of Wands, physically, you're going to get ready for a comeback. This is what I feel like the Phoenix, the transformation king. I feel like you're going to get it done physically. You're a beast. You're in beast mode. I feel like a lot of you guys are ready to hit the freaking gym or just work out at home really hardcore or really get outside and just be in it. I see you just tackling your body so much. Thank you, Cynthia Perdia. Oh, I appreciate your donation. You're the first person in a long time. Cynthia, I'm going to give you a card for that. Thank you. You hang out at the end. Oh, I love you. Thank you. So, that being said, this tackling of your body, what has been going on? And you're just like, listen, I've been through it. I've been burned. You have no idea. And so when I see the King of Wands, I feel like you might be getting like, you know, those heated bodysuits, the ones that make you sweat. And if you're not going to get a bodysuit, you're just going to be sweating. And this is high energy workouts. Okay. And I just feel like that's going to be your piece, like tackling your body and getting healthy. And it doesn't matter what age, whatever makes you sweat, whatever makes you feel energized. It could be just regular sit-ups. It could be some push-ups. It could be some weights at home, a treadmill. It could be simple dancing at home while doing something else, walking, or heavy core workouts. You know, I don't know. But I feel like F the world. F the world. F all of you. F the world. I see that you're going to be putting some music on because King of Wands is very musical. All that Leo energy, right? Just super, super musical. So I see you getting heavy into music. And this has been a passion of yours that you've put down for a while. But with Mars and Virgo, you're just like, oh yeah, I want to be energized while I work hard. And so music is going to be a go-to. So I see you doing that. I also see dyeing your hair is going to be coming up. I don't know, that comes in so strong for me. Dyeing your hair in about a week. And this is going to be a more golden or red color. Okay. It's just going to have that tone. So I think that's where you're going. And that's in your body. Also, this is a very highly sexualized individual. If you notice that your sexual cravings have increased, there you go. And that's okay. That means I don't know what that means physically, but I think it's a good thing. Whenever you start to have your libido or your testosterone, whatever's going on in people, that makes them want to do that. They have that carnal hunger. That is super awesome. That's really healthy. So I just see you have that drive and that desire and very, I don't know. I think it's good for your health. Let's go ahead and get a fortune cookie on your body. Also, something about flexibility. I think you're going to be working on joints and flexibility. That's going to be a big thing. Also, this is a little detail that just flashed in my eyes. Butt emphasis, okay? Yes, the apple bottom, okay? A lot of you guys are going to be focusing on that area of working out. I don't know. That's what came up to me. Working on that area is going to be a directive for your body. And you know what this comes down to spiritually? Your root chakra. So you're getting in touch with your roots, which is your security. And your security all starts with your health. So I could see where you guys are going to do that. Oh, something just popped up in my mind. A colonic. Who's going to be getting a colonic? Okay. Hopefully you guys know what that means. There might also be a strong emphasis on getting some workups, checkups by professionals about your health. All right. So anyways, fortune cookie. What about the body, spirit? Too serious. Why did yin trigger yang? To get to the other side. and it's LOL. Just laugh out loud. Just joke around a little bit. You know, don't take life so seriously. Spirit's saying, when's the last time you watched a comedy? Laughter is good for the body, it's good for the soul, and it's good for your hormones. So there's something about comedy. You guys need to watch more comedy, laugh more, and just be in a more happy energy to raise your hormones to a good level where you kind of get rid of some cortisol, you get rid of some toxins. I don't know, but laughing and being humorous is good. Like I said, romance is on the way. Romantic feelings. All right. A lot of you guys might be definitely hooking up with a fire sign. Oh, I'm getting bit outside lately. Okay. So mind, body. Let's look into the soul. What's going on? Excuse this. This is ink. It's been stuck between my nail for like 24 hours. I can't get this blue ink out of my nail. So I'm not dirty. It's just that's the issue. So this soul situation would be your karma. Mind, body, soul. What kind of things are going on with your karma? You're overcoming it. You are definitely taking control of your karma. You're looking at it dead in the face. You are owning what your karma is. You're making peace with it. You know what you're going to get and what you'll never have. And you're just kind of accepting that. And this is looking at why you've gotten what you've gotten in life and how you can get more. So you're dissolving karma, and I think you're just kind of owning it. You're grabbing it by the horns and saying, I see you, and I'm going to deal with you. Leo is all here, by the way. Who here's got some strong Leo? Because this is pretty big. I believe Rahu is in Leo. Yeah, Rahu's in Leo right now. So there's a lot of mystery. There's a lot of fog, and I don't know what's going on, and confusion. But if you're comfortable with Rahu, and he comes to kind of reveal your illusions, you're starting to see what you didn't see before because you've conquered Rahu in a sense, where you're looking at him and discussing things with him, and you're getting to know Rahu in yourself. And you're learning your lawlessness, your wildness, your crazy desires with no end. You're looking at it like, oh, I see why I was so headstrong in that relationship. I see why I always clashed with this particular people, because I never wanted to change my mind. I was just driven. And so there's some kind of a revelation with your soul. And I'm just glad you're conquering it. Also, I feel like you guys, a color that would really speak to your soul in your home, whether it's plants or garlands or paint, is green. Green and orange actually really speak to you. So I don't know what you're working with, green and orange, but those deep greens and those orange candles perhaps, or orange flame, a lot of green with candlelight would really just calm your soul. So if you're looking for that peaceful energy, maybe transform some areas in your home to have like a dark foresty green with lots of candlelight, some witchy cottage vibes. Oh, and look, my candle just burned out. That's crazy. As I out in an orange sweater. That's funny, Angie. Yeah, so you're connecting with your soul. Orange connects to Jupiter. And so you might be learning some great lessons. And green is very mercurial. So understanding your lessons. And this is all what that is. And it's just, again, learning what you're capable of and what you're not. What you can handle and what you can't. And what you wanted, but it's not realistic. I just see that you're making sense of it and getting control. So anyways, you're clearing up some karma in your soul. Let's get a fortune cookie on that. Money is on the way to you? Honey, you get a financial blessing? I guess Jupiter came in. Rahu came in. Yes, Rahu and Jupiter. Yes, they're like, hey, hi. Whatever you've done to conquer some of your karmas is blessing you financially. There must be a trine for you. But this is what happens to people sometimes. Whenever they conquer some karmic battles, that money starts to flow. It's like they've knocked down a dam, they've opened up the flow, and it just comes. So as long as you are conquering those things, money's on its way. Bottom of the deck, travel is in your near future. Pack your bags. I saw that, remember, earlier in these cards, travel. So a lot of you guys may not know it yet. You haven't even perhaps planned it. But watch, as soon as that money comes in, it hits the bank, you're thinking, I might need to go ahead and do a little travel. I might just need to get us out of here. So a trip is on the way. You will be packing an overnight bag at the very least. But it's good for the soul. Travel is good for the soul. So that's what's coming up. Let's take a look now at your love. The good stuff. Your relationship. Okay, love. Oh, there's the frustration. You might be torn between two people, but you also just might be torn between spending your time on him or her or not. There's a lot of hot and cold and back and forth with this person. And honestly, you're on the fence about this relationship. You're really just not 100% with it. I think you're waiting for more information. And you're just like, I don't know. Sometimes I love you, sometimes I hate you, sometimes I want this, and sometimes I don't want this at all. And you're just like, I don't know what to do. I'm so confused about this person. Maybe that's why you need to get out. Maybe that's why you need to travel. Maybe that's why you're working out and things you're lightening up because you've been too serious. You've had your mind on immaturity, someone being very stressful in your life. It could be him, could be your children as well, could be her, whatever. But when it comes to love, you're just not even sure you want it. So if you're watching me, I don't think you're 100% in your relationship if you have one. If you are like committed right now, watching me, I don't think you're all in. I think you're waiting to see more information before it can go further. It just feels we only have half of the information. We don't have it all. I don't know. There's just like, I'm figuring you out. There's some doubts, that's for sure, or worries. And if you're not in a relationship, but you have someone that you're considering, you've got someone in your sights, if you will, someone that you've thought of being with and you saw yourself with. This is you really wanting to give up on them, but you haven't yet. But you're right there. You're on the precipice. So I see you kind of thinking to yourself, I don't know. I really don't know if you're for me. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was crazy. Maybe I was blinded by love, but I'm not 100% sure. So again, you're very up and down about this relationship. And perhaps they're up and down about you. Did you ever think of it that way? We could totally twist this. This person could be not sure about you. They honestly might be looking at you thinking the same thing, or maybe they're the ones thinking it. I don't know if I could be with her or him. I don't know if they're right for me. Either way, looking at that, there's a lot of doubt. And a lot of you guys are dealing with an earth sign and very much Virgo, very indecisive energy. Let's see what's going on in this connection that you're not sure about. Let's just go ahead and say it's a little bit on the rocks. We are in Uncertainville. Okay, very, very uncertain. Not sure where this is going. Spirit, what do you want to say about this connection for my viewers? A deep spiritual awakening is underway. And that's why perhaps you feel disconnected from them. They're going through some kind of a spiritual cleanse. 44 minutes on the clock, 11 people in the room, highly emotional. Bottom of the deck, a reconciliation is coming. You are resting and recovering before you have a restart with this person. Okay? So for a lot of you guys, if you're taking a break on this relationship, that's why. Yeah. So being on the fence isn't so bad. All right. We need to take a break before we can get back in it. You know, there's just, I could hear someone saying, let me figure some things out before we get together. I'm trying to settle some past energy, some old karma. I got to make some peace with some things. I got to right some wrongs before I can move on. There is that kind of energy here. I got to right some wrongs. And there's also someone saying, I need to work on myself. I need to wake up. Like, what am I doing in life? You know, I'm just juggling two golden balls here. It's the perivable, the balls have dropped. Someone's dropped a ball. And someone's dropped a ball and been like, my life is falling apart and I'm not where I thought I should be. So yeah, this person feels very disappointed in themselves. They've let you down, honestly. And it could be that you feel you've let them down, but this person feels like they've let you down. They've disappointed you and they dropped the ball. So if you see them stepping back, it's okay. They're going to come back. They're going to reconcile with you. Let's get a fortune cookie on that. Spirit, what do you want to say about this relationship? Please come through with a fortune cookie. Okay. Leaving messages and voicemails telling you I miss you. Why you gotta diss me? Baby, am I doing too much? Maybe you guys remember that song, I don't know, Paula Deanda? But that's that song. And there is something here about too much texting, too much reaching out, like obsessions. And it could be them, it could be you. Maybe it's both of you kind of harassing each other. But there's a lot of communication that's happening and it's just like, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming for you, them, maybe both of you, I don't know, but it's too much. And you've got to know when to pull back. So this is balance, Two of Pentacles. You cannot, and they can't call and text all the time, all day. Someone's got to pull back. Maybe you're feeling irritated. Maybe they are. But enough, right? The Spirit's like, that's got to stop. The heart that gives gathers, giving. So this is giving, you're giving too much. I think that's really what I think you need to know in this moment. You are giving too much to this relationship. And it could be they're giving too much. I don't know. But it's at a very bad balance. What does Spirit want to say about this deep spiritual awakening that's undertaking you and your partner? Spirit, use these cards to guide and direct this. Angie, amazing, read stuff. He calls me at least 19 times a day. Oh my gosh, and shows up 1,000,000 times a week. It drives me crazy. Oh my gosh, Angie, yeah, I'm seeing that here. No balance as I'm not interested. Yes, it's pushing you away. I love that, Angie, because that's why you're on the fence. So that's true for you, Angie. And for other people, you know, maybe they're on the opposite. Maybe they're doing too much and they're pushing their partner away. But there needs to be a little break. I still see love. We have a reconciliation. But we need to talk about some balance here because I'm not happy. And look at that. I'm not happy with all your messages and texts and voicemails and visits. Stop. Six of Swords, you're pushing me away. Okay? So, yeah, I see some disinterest in the connection. But even before you freak out, I still see this connection going places because you're going to have a restart and a reconciliation. Yes, a lot of this collective has been resonating. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, so let's take a look. Spirit, what is the spiritual message about the awakening for the collective here? Show me the awakening. Oh, there it is. Boom. There are people who dislike you because you don't dislike yourself. Yeah, I think we've all met those people. They always come down on themselves like, I'm this, I'm that, I suck, this and that. And you're just like, oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm doing great. I'm happy. I'm thriving. I love my beliefs. I stand very firm and strong. I love myself. And they're like, how could you think that? How could you feel that way? You're heartless. You're heartless and you hate women, or you hate minorities, or you hate this and that. You're just wrong. And you're just like, no, I'm not. I believe in myself and I believe in what I believe in. And they dislike you because you stand up for yourself. You have guts. You have gumption. You have discernment. And it's a shock. So I definitely see that the spiritual awakening is whenever you try to love yourself or be happy, you don't have cheerleaders. The only ones that I think would be your cheerleader would be your blood, your children. They would be your cheerleaders. Perhaps your closest family and friends, they would. But when it comes to just the general collective public, like, nah, they're not here cheerleading you on. So it says, this is true. The biggest revenge we can have on people who judge us is to love ourselves hard and for really reals. Some people are going to talk SHIT about you simply because you're shining bright as FUCK. So shine on. So you have some haters. Part of this spiritual awakening, and it could be for him, her, you, whoever this is you can't, this is very Libra. Not everyone's just going to pat your back and high five you. And that frustrates a lot of people. They're like, oh, I need everyone to agree. I need everyone in my life to agree and be on the same page with me. If they're not, I feel there's disharmony. This is a message from Spirit saying part of the awakening is you need to take 0 and no one with you to the top. Not even your best friend. You don't need to take anyone with you. And that's one big realization for a lot of you. And that's the spiritual awakening, is like you came into this world alone and with your mother, and you're going to go alone, and your mom will probably be on the other side. But you need no one. And so that's part of this awakening, is who needs all these friends? Who needs all these family members? Who needs that support? And it could be your partner looking for his family to support him, to be with you, to okay your relationship, and they're not. So the spiritual awakening for him, if it's a him, is leave him alone. And he's realizing that, and he's waking up. They're never going to support your connection. Let's get over it and move on and reconcile anyway, And it could be her. It could be this, vice versa sex situation. But just because there's a lot of people that don't like where you're going, they don't like what you're doing for work, they don't like who you're with, they don't like your beliefs, it doesn't matter. Anyways, that's what that message says. And bottom of the deck is be kind-hearted as FUCK and full of love, but maintain boundaries like a mother lover, okay? A mother FUCKer. So it's okay to have some humongous heart. And I think this is where you guys are learning boundaries with the Two of Pentacles, especially when it comes to love. And you should, some of you guys, friends, family, etc. But you're so big-hearted, like your heart just explodes to help people and to love them, that when they need you, you drop what you're doing. You're tired, you're hurt, but you'll get in the car and go to the store for them. Or they need you, they're really upset, and you're like, okay, I'll get in my car and I'll go meet you. Or if somebody needs you to back them up on a payment or something, you're like, okay, I'll do that. And then they do it the next month and the next month, and you're like, you're kind of taking advantage. But whatever this is, even if you don't relate to what I just said, you'll know in your life what boundaries for you are being pushed by your kids, by your family, by your friends, and by people. And this is your sign in this reading. It's okay to tell people no. No, and it doesn't make you a bad person or mean or selfish. it really just makes you healthy, and you have a healthy self-dose of self-love. And so that's part of your spiritual awakening, is telling people no. Letting people F with you is not a spiritual attribute. Think about Archbishop Desmond Tutu. That dude wouldn't have done the good SHIT he did in the world if he let people walk all over him. Even His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, tells people to FUCK off sometimes, in his own compassionate as FUCK way, of course. So there you go. It's you definitely don't need to feel bad to say no. And there's going to be people that are going to get mad at you for saying it. It could be your kids slamming doors and looking at you like, oh, I can't believe you just did that to me. Well, sometimes you need to hear no. You know, it could be your lover who really wants to meet up with you and he really needs you or she really needs you. And you're like, I'm tired. I've had a really long week and I can't make it out tonight. I'm sorry. And they're just like, wow, I feel abandoned. And you're just like, I'm sorry. Like, that's my boundary. I'm going to look out for me. I can't keep looking out for you. And vice versa for your person, okay? They're probably doing the same thing. So let's go ahead and get your oracle for the night. I like these, so we're going to use them. And I want to use these too, because I like those. I feel like we need both. And then we're going to get a message from your honey bunny, whoever he or she is, okay? Get a message from them. So let's start with this oracle. No, let's start with this one. If you guys want me to do some cards for you tonight, I will. One card with one at the bottom of the deck is $28, and I'll give you a message from Spirit. If you guys want a full-blown reading, it's just $44, and you can do that on Cash App, and you can also go to my website and just donate there and tell me you did. All right. Holy Spirit, use these cards. Show me the answer. Show me. Show me. Okay. So I'm just going to show you an image that came to my mind. It was dark and stormy. It was like night, dark, stormy. And lightning was flashing. And I saw a rhinoceros, like trotting towards me. The rhinoceros to me represents a shield, a thick skin, strong, kind of like a bulldozer who bulldozes through things. So I think the spiritual message with my vision is whatever storm you're going through, don't be scared. Spirit will light the way, and you just keep going strong, alone and independent into your storm, confident that Spirit is with you. And there is literally nothing to be scared of because your good karma and Spirit supports you in your spiritual mission. And what's meant for you will be for you, and no enemy will stand in your way. So anyways, that's the image I got. And look at that. The card is faith. I love it. And it's that darkness, that dark purple. You know, you can't see the light without the dark, of course. So this card is the star card, and it's about hope, support, miracles, and spirituality. So a deep, dark purple is going to be your friend this weekend. So resonate in that purple energy, my friends. Move your bed around. I just got a message that you should probably rearrange where your bed is. Find a better place for it. If you like some feng shui guidance, I can help you. We can do a one-on-one on video. I can bring love into your life. I can bring money into your life. I can bring health into your life, just with the energy in your home. So I specialize in Vastu and feng shui. So if you're interested in that little thing, it is available on my website. But yeah, have some faith that you're supported, because a lot of you guys feel like you're all alone in the darkness. But just like I saw that lightning around the rhino, I see this star shining in on her. And Spirit's like, listen, you may feel completely isolated and alone and abandoned, but I've been right here. Okay. All right. Also, he wants to fulfill your desires. Okay. So the next oracle. It's so hard to move around. I feel you, Sabrina. Mine too. I usually get my kids to help me. Okay. Or I just take it apart. Spirit, guide and direct me for the ultimate message. Guide and direct me. Bottom of the deck is Treasure Island. A lot of you guys, this money really, truly on the way to you, financial blessings. Okay, so bottom line, facts, absolute facts. Money's headed in your direction. If you've been waiting for that treasure trove, that payoff, if that's you and you've been waiting, you know there's some money supposed to come to you. This is a yes, it's coming. This is a yes. And the card that comes out for you is Imagine. Ooh, imagine what your life could be like without the obstacles. How often do we forget that there are timelines we can quantum jump in? When's the last time you thought about quantum jumping? We talked about this a few years ago, but it takes time to come back full circle and get back into that thought process because it gets old school for some of us. We get busy with day-to-day life. We forget about the power of manifestation and the power of water. So a quick magic tip on how to do some quantum jumping is to get a glass of water and write on the glass your life, the life you want, meaning your marital status, your health, your weight, your family, your money, your career, your spiritual walk, where you want to be, what you want to be, who you want to be, what you look like, what you're going to feel. These are important details. What you're going to feel in the life that you want, your desires. Okay? What does that feel like? What does it feel like to fit in those jeans? What does it feel like to move your legs without joint pain? What does it feel like to hold hands with the one you love walking down the beach? What does that look like? You know, what does it look like with your kids doing well? And that money just flowing in like while you're sleeping. What does that feel and look like? Where would you live? What kind of house would you have? What kind of an environment would you be in? Who would be around you? So that is the Imagine card. Manifest the desires of your heart because Spirit wants to fulfill them. That's the Treasure Island. Well, let's read it. Hello, Meow Meow. You're hungry, aren't you, Mama? Okay. Don't forget your readings are $28 or $44 if you want one. So, the essential meaning, turning imagination into manifestation, creative thought process, visualization, the power of aligning imaginary feelings creativity, and illusions. Remember, Rahu's in Leo. He's very creative, and he definitely wants to fulfill desires. Absolutely. So the Oracle's message is, who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life you really want? You are gifted the power to imagine, and if you can dream it, you can create this. This is a time when your imagination is the key to manifesting your life and your desire. Don't forget to watch the movie The Secret, guys. Watch that documentary. It's free here on YouTube, The Secret. Go watch it if you haven't. But this is the time when your imagination is key. Spend time daydreaming and fashioning a vision board to help you set your goals. Do some meditations, whatever. Please allow the power of your creativity, whatever it is, to give you images and feelings of what you really want. Then allow your feelings to mingle with your inspiration and imagine these things to be real. Right now, tomorrow morning. Then repeat. When you imagine, you will become your belief because that imagination seeps into the subconscious. And your mind, your pineal gland, which is the engine to create, doesn't know the difference between imaginative feelings and real ones. It just knows the feelings, and it creates that environment like a hologram. And if you're like, I don't know if I can do that, yes, you can. I want you right now to imagine your worst fear. Maybe it's a shark coming up above you. Not above you. What I mean is you're above the shark and it's coming up to you is what I'm trying to say. And it's just like you're terrified and you look down in the water and boom, he's headed straight towards you like a torpedo. Maybe it's falling from very high heights. But a lot of us struggle with imagination, and just the thought of our fears isn't enough. Sometimes we have to watch a clip or like a TV show, a movie, when they're doing something that's our worst fear to actually create fear in us. Like when I see people, like in Cliffhanger, scooting along a rope above a huge canyon, like all of a sudden my palms start to get sweaty. Just the thoughts of it. Or a diving board, jumping off, like heights scare me. Watching that one movie, I don't know what it is, but that girl that climbs the radio tower, that was terrifying. Yeah. So that being said, sometimes we need visuals, right? We're like, okay, I'm not good by myself, but if I have a visual, I feel like I'm there, like I'm the one experiencing it. That's when vision boards come into play. That's why people make vision boards, because maybe they are something, maybe they are someone that needs something to inspire. And that's why some people dress up. They pretend. They dress like they have a different life. Or they want a whole different home. They're not happy with their home life. So they go touring open houses. Touring open houses is great for manifesting a house. You may not get that one, but just manifesting, moving, going into a new space, it literally opens up the portal. And the same with relationships. Mama, stop being a pain in the butt. This cat. No. Anyways, let's move on. In a relationship message, in matters of the heart, it's easy to daydream about another person, kind of like you're actually connecting with that person. While that's romantic, if you want this relationship to be real, you need to go for it. Don't just dream about him or her. Now is the time to move towards your daydream. Put it into reality. Relationships are about relating to one another. So step onto a dance floor where imagination partners show up with manifestation. That makes no sense to me, but maybe you liked it. I don't know. The message of this card is that a person with attributes you have imagined will enter your life. You will be changed for the better. Imagine that. When it comes to money, there's a trick that Mr. Proctor used that I know works. That is, imagine counting money when you go to bed. $100 bills in your hands. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Count it. And then in your mind, imagine that being daily or weekly or monthly, however much you need to count this money. But count out that money and then have a time frame for when you're going to get that money, like this week, next month, in your head. But count that money. And then imagine what that money is going to buy you. Buy you that home, buy you that car, buy you that trip, buy you that health service, buy your family something, whatever. But count out the money, do it. It really works. That's what he did, and believe me, it works. But it says here, release any fear with money. Okay, and people are like, well, what do you mean fear with money? I don't have fear with money. Who fears money? Listen, a lot of people fear money. A lot. You'd be surprised. And you need to really think hard about you thinking what fear could be in money. People that say things like, that's rich people stuff. Or I'll never be rich like that. Or I'm never going to be a rich snob. Or look at all those rich people. God, they're so snobby. They're so, they never have anything to worry about. And you're just dogging on people that are successful. And when people ask you about, do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? Can you get this? Can you get that? And you respond with, I'm broke, honey. I don't know why you're asking me. Like, I have money like that. Or I can't go out. I don't have the money. I can't do that. I'm broke. I need money. Or you're just like begging people for money. Like, this is a fear. And it gets stuck in your head that money doesn't grow on trees. And you might even remember your parents or grandparents instilling on you, you have to work hard for your money. That's not true. And it creates fear that if you're not working hard, you're not going to have money. So when you're physically unable, or you're older, or you're doing something else in life, like raising children, like you won't be making money because in your mind you have to work hard to make the money. That's a fear. Money comes in all shapes and forms. In many different ways is how prosperity shows up. So this card is like reminding you, do not be scared of how money shows up. Gifts, grants, forgivenesses of debts, straight cash, business flow, the creation of a business, the selling of a book. There's so many ways for money to come in. Don't ever fear how, and never tell yourself you have to work hard to get it. Do you think book writers feel they are working really hard? Yeah, sure, a lot of them complain, oh, I've spent so many hours writing this book, but that's not hard. They're not busting their ASS, they're not sweating, they're not out there, building roads, they're in a nice air-conditioned place, maybe looking at the ocean or a forest out a window, and they're writing, So I'm just saying, money doesn't have to come hard. Okay. Envision your new life. Perhaps you're anticipating that something fearful might happen and recreating that image of disaster over and over in your mind. So you might have fears that you're going to lose your home, lose your job, or, suffer. You need to replace that with prosperity. Be aware of your catastrophizing attitude. Example, someone that says, I'm so broke, I'm going to have to pay my bills with my credit card this month. Instead of reversing their state of mind and thinking, oh, I'm so lucky. I have a credit card that's going to help me pay my bills this month. I'm so successful. I'm happy I'm able to do it. So, you know what I mean? That's the catastrophizing. So no matter what, illusions and awfulizing situations are a misuse of imagination. Clear your inner state of mind, stay grounded, stay real. Only then can you have what you truly desire. All right, so you got your money message. No, you were a bad dog. Sorry, guys, he just pooped, so he's in trouble. Spirit, can you please guide and direct me right now for a message from the collective's love, their honey bunny, what this person wants to say to kind of close this reading. And if any of you guys had questions and I missed your super chat or I missed your donations or your questions, let me know with this card. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go. Okay, Spirit, guide and direct me for a message. Here we go. I will always forgive the mistakes you make. So your partner wants you to know they still love you. It looks like you guys recently had a disagreement or an argument or like a stressful moment. And maybe you went off on him or her, or like it just didn't go in a way that you wanted it to go in. And you're like, I could have handled that better. They're like, listen, I forgive you. I really do. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I still want to see you. I still love you. And bottom of the deck, it says, I run because I'm just no good right now. They have deep childhood wounds. Okay. They're too proud to admit a lot of their issues, but they're figuring it out. And this is part of that spiritual awakening. Okay. They're really going through that deep awakening. So yes, you guys are taking a break. They love you. They forgive you. It's okay to do this break. It's okay to rest and recover. You are going to get to restart. You are going to be well rested and come out of this, and a reconciliation is coming. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. This has been a great reading. Money's coming your way. I'm so happy to say that. Your desires are really going to start to manifest. A lot of you guys are tired of the rat race, just tired of how long it's taken to get anything good. And this message has been all good. I mean, minus the fact that you're stressed out with some young, immature energy and they're not doing the right thing. Yes, that's not good. But you know what? Leave it alone. This is their path, not yours. And as far as taking a little break from your person, needed. You guys need to regenerate your energy. Okay? Winglicious, thank you for being a member. Thank you for the collective stuff. I love you. I love you guys. 77 minutes. That's a sign. I love you so much. Thank you for watching my channel. Please remember, I'm always here for you. Just message me in the comments. I can talk to you there. I'm happy to do your readings for you. Coaching, counseling, feng shui, you name it. I'm here. So you can reach me in the comments. Please interact with me 3 times on my social media if you can. Okay, just engage with me 3 times if you can. I love you so much, and may you be blessed. And remember, this is a journey, not a destination. So you just keep swimming. All right. You're right, Peaches. Is Cynthia here? Cynthia, are you here? I was going to give you a card for your donation just as a thank you. I don't know if Cynthia's here anymore. It's late for some people sometimes. There you are, Cynthia. All right. Thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate you. Super needed. I love you. Let's go ahead. What is coming for Cynthia? Spirit guide and direct me. Show me what's coming for Cynthia. Spirit guide. Guide and direct me for Cynthia. Show me Cynthia. So it could be related to you, but I just got a message about like scary movies. The movie Tarot came to mind, or Final Destination Bloodlines. I don't know if you're into that, or maybe you need to veg out and just hang out and watch one, take a break. Maybe Halloween spooky season is your favorite season, but that did pop up to my mind. Thank you, Cynthia. Oh, let me heart that. It won't let me heart that. Okay. Trying to heart that. Come on. Okay, there we go. Okay. Ooh, the card that came out We have some trouble with a Cancerian for sure. Okay, sun, moon, or rising, I don't know, but this could be a younger child or a younger, more immature person. Nonetheless, let's talk about Cancerian issues. Whenever we have that problem, it's usually someone that has mother issues, and it's usually someone that doesn't know how to communicate their feelings. Okay, so I feel like things went the wrong direction with someone, and it could have just happened within the month of July, but something went the wrong way. And Spirit says you're going to be getting an apology in about 30 days from this person. They're really in their feelings. They haven't come out with it yet. There's a lot of stubbornness at play here. They're just hard-headed. And, you know, some people have to literally get real dirty before they start to think, oh, I smell like SHIT, you know? This is not a good look for me. This isn't a good energy for me to be in. But they need to learn the hard way. I guess that's the best way to put it. They need to learn the hard way. And so you're dealing with this person that bumped heads with you, and now they're gonna get in a little crash. Okay. Also, please be aware, drive safe. No speeding. Car crash energy is here. Could be for someone younger than you, but just be aware of that, or you know, younger people on the road. So that's just like a minimal warning, but it also means that you may have lost your focus. This is for you personally. You may have lost your focus. And as a result, the sphinxes are pulling hard in opposite directions, preventing you from moving forward. You may feel like you're just headstrong, going in the wrong direction about something as well. And you're running a risk of just crashing a situation. Whether you feel stuck, like you can't move forward, you're stuck in something, or you're going the wrong way, this is about getting control back in your life. To really get spiritual about it, pray about it, take a nightcap, like rethink what's going on. And I just feel like this is a highly emotional situation for you that you need to get straight about, or someone needs to get straight about it with you. Okay, maybe someone is also beating around the bush, not talking about the feelings that is the elephant in the room. And it's kind of like, can we talk about the elephant? And someone's like, I really don't want to go there. I don't want to talk about that situation. But you're like, well, we need to talk about it because I want to heal it. I want to cleanse it. I want to move on. So I definitely feel there's a situation that needs discussion. And I feel like it's with someone you care about, whoever this is that you love, okay? It could be intimate or familial, but whoever you love, and things are not going in a good way. They're not in the right direction. Let's work it out. Let's talk. So don't be afraid to open up that dialogue about something that's been eating you and getting on your nerves. It's time to get it out. Whoever that is with, Cynthia. So this is definitely an energy of let's talk. Let's talk about the problem. Let's talk about the stuckness, and let's talk about the karma. Like, let's get it out in the open. So I definitely feel this month of August is the month where you're going to get to clear the air with someone that you just haven't been able to for a while. So I definitely see movement coming in for you from a stuck situation. And that's what I got. Well, I hope that resonated. And I'm going to go ahead and go then. I love you, Cynthia. Thank you so much for your donations. And good luck with whatever situation is getting some resolution, whoever that may be. I'm glad that peace will be made. All right. I love you. Bye, guys.